Once, people feared him.
Palla dentro, primo palo! E gol! Armaletane!
The fear that made defenders freeze for just a second too long. A glance at the box, and he was there. Gone now, vanished from the spotlight. The name lingers in the memories of true fans. Hernán Crespo, a striker who moved like a shadow across Europe, quiet, ruthless, precise. And yet, ask a casual crowd today and many might overlook him. A player who could dissect defenses like a surgeon and who lived only to score, often overshadowed while flashier stars took center stage. This is his story.
Ojo el balón, ojo para Castromán, intentaba el disparo, al final el rebote y el tanto de Hernán Crespo.
He grew up in Florida, Buenos Aires, not the flashy part of the city, not the glamorous stadiums, just a kid with a ball and an obsession that burned hotter than the summer sun. Everyone talks about skill. Crespo didn't rely on flashy dribbles. He had hunger, the instinct, the silent understanding of the goal. Other kids played for fun. He played to win. Every touch was calculated, every run measured, every finish ruthless. You could see it early, a predator waiting in the shadows of the penalty area. One touch, one move, one strike, and it was over. River Plate noticed him, and suddenly the kid with the quiet gaze was on a path nobody else could follow. He arrived in Italy in 1996, Parma. No fanfare, no billboard headlines, just goals. Parma wasn't a super club, but Crespo, he didn't care. Serie A defenses, brutal and tactical, were nothing against him. Every defender learned the same lesson: don't underestimate him, don't blink. And he kept moving. Lazio, Inter, Milan, Chelsea too in England. Everywhere he went, he left the same mark: cold, clinical, deadly. And yet, he was often in someone else's shadow. At Lazio, he was the record-breaking signing and top scorer, but the media buzzed around the league's other big names. At Inter, Vieri's presence meant Crespo's brilliance shared the spotlight. At Milan, Shevchenko's light shone brighter. In England, his goals helped Chelsea, but the headlines often went to Lampard or emerging stars like Drogba. It didn't matter. He didn't need applause. The net knew, defenders knew, his teammates knew. He was football's ghost, a predator in silence. Crespo was never second-rate, not once, not even close. He could have been the loudest, the face of trophies, the name that sold shirts, but the world, well, had other ideas. He played in World Cups, Copa America, Champions League finals. He scored, always. He lifted trophies, UEFA Cup with Parma, league titles in Italy, the Premier League with Chelsea. And yet, somehow, people remembered others more vividly. The flashy dribbler, the charismatic striker, the poster boy. Not the quiet killer who made scoring look like breathing. Even in Argentina, he was often behind Batistuta. Crespo became the understudy, but like all predators, he waited, and when the moment came, he was there, always there. Now, decades later, the goals are still there, the runs, the finishes, the quiet destruction of defenses. The mainstream applause has shifted, the crowds have moved on, the social media storm remembers the loud. Crespo, he's a respected name among those who know. For those who know, he was a master. For those who saw him, he was deadly. For the rest, just a name in highlight reels and underrated lists. He is respected. Coaches, teammates, football lovers know, but to the world at large, he's underrated. Football has a memory, but it favors noise. It favors celebration. It favors the stars that scream their presence. And so, Crespo remains one of the deadliest strikers you might overlook. The predator was here. He did what he lived to do, and now he haunts the memories of anyone who truly watched, as a player and now as a coach. Football remembers the loud, but it undervalues the deadliest.